Hey guys, so it's Good Friday, we're at Jonesy's shop and we're about to chuck some new suspension goodies under the GQ. But instead of talking about it, I'll get in and show you what we got. We're going to probably do the long arms first, so that's what video this one will be. And then in a fortnight, you'll see the video of doing the hydro bumps. We're about to chuck the hoist up and then we'll start getting it in the car. So essentially how this works is you're basically getting a longer arm here and then quickly scoots about 300mm forward. And so the first thing you gotta do is get rid of these lower control arms and then cut all these bits off. So I might get these old arms out and we'll start banging into it. So the first step, we've just undone those lower control arms and I was about to get the grinder going to cut this mount off. And then Jonesy walks up and dumps the, what is it?
Plasma cutter.
Plasma cutter next to it. I was like, heck yeah, done, sold. Quicker than grinding.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So I've started cutting off one side and I've kind of realised that I've got to take the rock sliders off, which is a bit of a pain, but that's how these things go. All right, so we got the sliders and the brush bars off. And now we are just about to centre pop all the places we need to drill. And then I'll finish cleaning off all the old control arm mounts. You can see Jonesy's plasma cut the mounts off. It's just, I just need to finish grinding them. But I just want to get the holes centre popped. Close.
This chassis's like bent and...
Don't tell everyone on YouTube.
No, that's good, Tim. Good chassis.
Yeah.
Glad we're doing all this work to it.
Good chassis.
Good chassis.
And so this is the template that you get right here. Hang this from your old lower control crush tube, and then if your car has factory length GU arms, then you go to the GU hole. If you have factory length GQ arms, then you go to the GQ hole. This car has always had GU arms, like even when it had the stock arms in it, they were GU length, and so we're going to the GU hole. And that's pretty much what it says in the instructions. I didn't want to keep showing you the same thing over and over again, which is just grinding and moving rock sliders and cold chiseling crap off. We've got the old mounts off, put an etch in where the new one's going to go, and we're just raising it again now to actually drill those holes. Same side as that one. Alright, so what do we got now? We've got that right there is where we're going to be sawing one hole. That's where we are going to be sawing another hole.
Drill your harbour hole first with the hole saw off, because you will guarantee to snap everything.
Yeah, right. So we've already done the pilot holes. This is just the size that'll be in the middle of the hole saw. That actually looks quite safe. Lovely! Now I've got 4 great big holes through my chassis. And usually that would be a bad thing, but in this instance it's a good thing, because that's precisely where we're going to put the crush tube. Yeah, I'm just going to go around now and sand all the paint back, and then we'll be able to weld these mounts in. Alrighty, so we've got the crush tubes tacked in, as you probably saw, and now I'm just going to do like a run down either side. Then we'll take the outside bit off and then do the runs around the outside, on the outside of the chassis. I won't say nailed,
The perfect Tim.
but I did what I planned to do. Alright, so we're doing the outside of the opposite side now. And then once you got these crush tubes welded all the way in, then we can do a weld around the actual mount. I think Jonesy's probably going to end up doing that with a TIG, because it's going to be easy to get the TIG torch in there, but we'll see what it looks like. Freaking massive in the front, hanging off the hoist, except the fucking Panhards, the diffs next door. Alright, so now I've just used a bit of chalk to go around where the mount is going to get welded, and I'll just go around and take a bit of paint off. We're just waiting for the copper weld through primer to dry. I'm just going to see what I can get into with the MIG, and then whatever I can't get into, I guess we'll just TIG it up. Lovely darts. Alright, so that side is mostly done for where we are on the hoist, and I've just welded this side here underneath. And now I'm going to bring the hoist down a bit and come down that there. Way better than the other side. Oh, this is gonna be hard to show you, but so we've got weld along the bottom, weld around each crush tube, weld across the top and up there. And so Jones is gonna do the final two here, which is basically just from that hole there across the top here and around the back, and then in maybe 25 mil, probably just past the crush tube. And then I think that's a wrap. He's just getting the TIG set up. What do you want me to TIG it, mate?
Oh, well, can do, Tim. We've seen you on TIG welds.
Yeah, absolutely shocking with the TIG. I noticed that there wasn't actually that many videos on YouTube of people doing long arms. Like videos of people doing long arms, but it doesn't show like the complete process start to finish. And so I kind of thought there was more to it than what there really is. But yeah, hopefully you get a bit of an idea from this about how simple it really is. The fact that they include that jig is absolutely genius. You hang the hole on this end around your current crush tube, and then you can see at this end there's GQ and GU. Yeah, you center pop through that hole there. That's where you drill your pilot hole, and then you hole saw a new hole, slip the crush tube through, bolt it all together, tack it up, take the outside bit off, weld around your crush tubes, bolt it back on, weld around the actual long arm mount, and then paint and throw the arms in. That's really all there is to it. Like, we've used a plasma cutter, we've used a hoist and stuff like that, but that's a bit of a treat for me too. I'm usually doing shit on the ground. The hardest bit is probably going to be cutting all those mounts out if you're doing it at home, on the ground, in the driveway or something. The TIG posture.
Gotta get the legs spread, mate.
Yeah. You're in prime form, mate.
Stability is key.
Stability is key. So this is the exciting bit, chucking in the long arms finally. There is a left and right side, so what you got to do is look for the superior word. That'll be at the front, facing outwards. They do taper slightly inwards towards the diff. So you can see that like they slightly face inwards, and then the ones at the diff slightly face the other way because it goes from the chassis in towards the diff.
Yeah.
All right, the long arms are in. I just had a little bit of a moment to myself because they look sexy as. Always do your arm bushes up while the full weight of the car is on them, because otherwise you can imagine if the diff's hanging from the car and you tighten the rubber up all the way, that's going to grab the bush in that spot. And then when it takes the weight back up, you're basically pre-tensioning that bush and they're going to slog out real easy. So yeah, always do your bushes up with the weight of the car on them. So I'm going to get under there and do that now. So because I had slightly longer arms before than standard, my pinion angle was set up for those. And if you've never set up your pinion angle before, put like an angle finder on the back of your handbrake, zero it, and then the diff flange, and you want to match that angle. It's not about getting the gearbox pointing exactly at the diff or like having it in a perfect line. Whatever offset the gearbox has, you've got to offset it at the diff, because then the unis cancel each other out and so you don't get any vibrations. When I checked my pinion angle, it was too steep like that, and so I needed to bring it down. And so these arms need to get changed. So what I've done is just put one bolt through the diff and then one bolt through the chassis, measured from the front of one bolt to the back of the other bolt, and it was 375. So we're just adjusting these arms to 375. Sorry, Mr. Jones.
All right, mate.
Interruption City, mate. TIG genius.
Yeah, that'd be close.
I swear a big shifter makes anyone look fucking unco. Surely. All right, so that's the long arms all in. Massive thanks to Jonesy. Being able to use the hoist made it so much easier. Tomorrow night, we're getting cracking on with new 7-inch remote res shocks all round and the new bump stop kit. You won't see that until next fortnight. But yeah, until next time, thanks heaps for watching. Please subscribe and like if you enjoyed it. Go and follow Jonesy on Instagram, Josh_Jones2. He has a mint coil cab. He's actually just put long arms in his recently. And at the moment, we're in a flex competition. And at the moment, we're equal. Cheers, guys. See you next time.